Let's raise the sails, go out to sea, and find the treasure buried deep. We know it doesn't need a key. It lives inside of you and me. Good news, better than gold, better than anything you've been told. Yo ho, God gave his son, this good news is for everyone. Yo ho, away we go, we'll tell everybody that we know. Yo ho, away we go with a yo ho ho. Let's raise the sails, go out to sea, and find the treasure buried deep. We know it doesn't need a key. It lives inside of you and me. Good news! Good news, better than gold, better than anything you've been told. Yo ho, God gave his son, this good news is for everyone. Good news, better than gold, better than anything you've been told. Yo ho, God gave his son, this good news is for everyone. Yo ho, away we go, we'll tell everybody that we know. Yo ho, away we go with a yo ho ho.
Oh, hello there, mateys. I didn't even see you there. Ye snuck up on me. Ye must be getting used to walking around on the pirate ship to be able to sneak up on an old sea dog like myself. Well, today I'm excited because we are doing our first pillaging and plundering adventure. Arr.
Whoa, Captain Redbeard.
What's be wrong, Pirate Peggy?
We don't pillage and plunder anymore, remember? This is our first helpful mission.
Arr, ye be right. I've been pillaging and plundering for so long, I forget the new terms that we use. Aye, kids. Why, we got a note from Candace, and she asked us for some help. And so any moment now, we should be arriving to our first port, and so that's what I'm trying to figure out. Because we should be arrived by now to help her out.
Redbeard?
Yes, Pirate Peggy, you're breaking me concentration. I'm trying to figure out why we haven't landed yet. Arr.
Redbeard?
Yes.
Land ho!
Arr! Oh my goodness, sir. Who's driving? Oh my goodness, I gotta get up and steer the ship in.
Okay, kids. Redbeard's got it under control, but we're going to need to help him out. So we're going to have to put the sail backwards. So can you help me pull? All right, we got our rope. All right, on the count of 3, we're going to pull. Ready? 1, 2, 3. All right. Oh, look at it's working. Okay, ready? Let's pull again. Ready? 1, 2, 3, pull. Okay, I think we can do it one more time. 1, 2, 3, pull. Oh, we slowed it down a bit. Great job, guys. Thank you so much for your help. All right, let's see where Redbeard's at. Hey, mates. I think Redbeard's bringing a new friend on the boat. Let's see who she is.
Our boys and girls, this be our new friend Candace. Hello, Candace. Welcome aboard the pirate ship.
Hi. Thank you. I'm not gonna lie, I'm a little nervous here. Don't you guys normally pillage and plunder and attack people like me?
No, not anymore.
Arr, Candace, what be your tale of woe? Tell us.
Well, I own a sewing machine, and I'm one of the best ones there is. I get 5 stars from all my customers. When you have a hole in your shirt or you need your fishing nets repaired, I'm your girl, 100%.
Arr, well that sounds fantastic. What be your problem then? Are ye too successful?
Oh, no. What happened was this Viking came in, and he was super angry, but Vikings normally are. But he came in with this shirt, and he wanted me to fix it, and I said, well, I just can't. It's broken. It's too just can't do it. And he said, well, if anyone can fix it, you can, Candace. And I said, I'll try. So I tried fixing it, and I fixed it, and I fixed it, and and there wasn't much left by the time I was done.
Arrr.
He was very angry at me. I tried to tell him what happened. I said, look, I told you I couldn't originally fix it, and he didn't matter. He was just mean and scary, and he gave me negative reviews and told everyone to go to the shop next door. And now no one goes to my shop anymore.
Arr, that's terrible. That's not very fair at all. Those papers reviews, they can be very tricky. But you know what? Yes, Pirate Peggy.
Your story reminds me of a story in the Bible. What is it?
What is it?
Daniel's in the lion's den.
Arr, that's great. Daniel in the lion's den. About how God will be with us even when life is not fair. You know what? That sounds like a great main point.
Hey, I got main point.
All right.
That's our main point.
All right, Pirate
Okay, so-
Peggy, why don't you and Candace teach the kids today's main point, and I'm gonna go try to find the Bible. Arr.
All right, my friends. I got my new friend Candace here. We're going to do our main point. All right, are you ready? So I can trust God even when life's not fair. All right, Candace, you want to try it?
Yes.
All right. So I can trust God even when life's not fair. All right, friends. Let's try it one more time. But we need to do our biggest, loudest pirate voices. But you know what? I'm not hearing Miss Candace in her pirate voice.
I'll try.
Are you going to try it? All right. Are you
I'll
ready?
try.
Ah, yeah, here we go. I can trust God when life's not fair.
Arr.
Ooh, that was a good. Brr. All right. Do you hear that?
Do I hear what?
Do you hear the clacking?
I do. What is that?
It's time for the duck races.
Wait. How's that gonna help me in my problem?
Don't worry. We'll go watch the races, and you'll see. Oh, I promise. Let's go. Let's go. Yeah, let's go.
All right, kids, Redbeard here, and it's time for our duck races. Now, you might be asking yourself, what in the world are you doing racing ducks? Well, you see, since we stopped pillaging and plundering and overall general pirating, we've kind of gotten bored around here, and so we had to find a way to fill our time. And so Pirate Pete, he found some little rubber duckies in the brig, and so I thought to myself, well, why not race them and do duck races? So that's what we be doing. So here's what we need to do. I need you to pick which duck ye think will win. That's right, pick which duck ye think will win, and then sit back and cheer them on. And then each week we'll have a different duck winner. Are ye ready? Okay, let's get to the duck races. Let's go. right, kids, it's time to get into our Bible story for the day. But before we get into that, I want to make sure that ye remember today's main point. Pirate Peggy, why don't you teach us today's, or remind the kids of today's main point?
All right. Best pirate voices. Here we go. I can trust God when life's not fair.
Arrr, when
Yeah.
life's not fair. Watch ye peg there, Peggy.
So wait a minute. What does this have to do to helping me in the story?
Well, you see, we are going to be learning today about Daniel, okay? And we're going to be learning all about the story about how his life wasn't fair, but how God was still with him.
And where's the story of Daniel in the Bible?
Arrgh, so if ye want to find the story of Daniel, that's an excellent question. Kids, if ye have your Bibles, now would be a good time to pull them out. Okay, and then we're going to be in the Old Testament, which is in the front half of your Bibles. And if you go to the front half of your Bibles, you will find the Old Testament. If you're having trouble finding it, go to the table of contents and then look for the book of Daniel. And we are going to be in chapter 6. So let's watch the story now.
A long time ago, there lived a man named Daniel. He was a good man and loved God with all of his heart. Daniel lived a normal, peaceful life in the land of Israel, until one day, Israel was attacked by an invading army. The invaders captured Daniel and many other people, and they were taken to a faraway place called Babylon. Babylon was very different from Israel. Most people there didn't follow God like he did, but Daniel continued to trust God. He knew that God was always with him. Because Daniel was faithful, God blessed whatever he put his hand to, and people started to notice that there was something special about Daniel. Eventually, even the king of Babylon saw that Daniel was well-liked and that he was a hard worker. He took a liking to Daniel, and he even gave him a job in the palace.
Daniel, my boy, how would you like to work in the king's service?
Daniel continued to be obedient to God, and God continued to bless him. Pretty soon, the king wanted to make Daniel his right-hand man. He would be the second most powerful man in the entire country. But not everyone liked Daniel. In fact, some people hated him. A few of the nobles in the palace were very jealous of Daniel's success, and they started plotting to get rid of him.
Who does this Daniel think he is?
We'll show him who's really in charge here.
This group of wicked men started to spy on Daniel, trying to catch him doing something wrong so they could get him kicked out of the palace. For weeks, they watched his every move, but Daniel never made a mistake. He worked hard every day. He was kind and respectful to the people around him. They couldn't find a single thing wrong with him. And this made them hate Daniel even more.
That blasted Daniel is perfect. We'll never get him. Maybe there's another way.
Just then, an evil scheme popped in their heads. While they were spying on Daniel, they noticed that 3 times a day, he would stop whatever he was doing to spend a few minutes praying and worshiping God. They came up with a plan to trick the king into getting rid of Daniel.
Daniel prays to his God every day. Maybe we could use that against him.
Yes, finally we'll be rid of him once and for all.
The wicked nobles approached the king with an idea for a new law, one that would make the king feel very powerful.
Oh, great and mighty king. Sign a decree that the people can only pray to you for the next 30 days. And anyone who prays to any god other than you shall be thrown into a den of lions.
The king really liked this idea, but he didn't realize the effect it would have on Daniel. He signed the decree, and it became the law of the land.
Hear ye, people of Babylon! The king has set forth a new order.
The wicked nobles waited to see if Daniel would follow the king's new law. And just as they expected, Daniel chose to obey God instead. He continued to spend time with God every day, praying and worshiping him. The nobles immediately ran to the king and told him what they had seen.
Oh, great king, we bring terrible news. Daniel has betrayed you and broken your law. By your own decree, he must be punished.
All of a sudden, the king realized that he had been tricked by the nobles, but there was nothing he could do. With great sadness, he ordered that Daniel be taken away and punished according to the law. The king's guards captured Daniel and dragged him out of the city to a pit filled with ferocious lions. The nobles watched with a wicked smile as the guards grabbed Daniel and threw him down into the pit. The opening to the cave was shut, and Daniel disappeared into the darkness. Daniel was surrounded by hungry lions in a pitch-black cave, but he still knew that God was with him. And you'll never guess what happened. Nothing. The lions didn't attack. God sent an angel to shut the mouths of the lions, and they didn't touch Daniel, not even a scratch. The next morning, the king ran to the lion's den, and he couldn't believe his eyes. Daniel came out of the pit completely unharmed, and the king was overjoyed.
Daniel, you're alive! Your God has saved you!
But his joy quickly changed to anger as he turned to the men who had plotted against Daniel.
You wicked tricksters will pay for what you've done.
The king ordered the guards to grab those men and throw them into the lion's den. Every one of them was devoured before they even hit the ground. Daniel knew that no matter what, God was always with him. He trusted God, and because of that, God saved Daniel from the lion's den. The end.
Wow, Daniel's situation was really not fair. He could have been killed just for praying and because someone was jealous of him.
Arrgh, you're correct, Candace. Daniel's situation was very unfair, much like your situation.
Yeah, but he trusted in God and God was there for him.
Arrgh, that's correct. You see, boys and girls, there's going to be situations in life that are unfair. Big situations and small situations. Because we live in an unfair and an imperfect world. Like, for example, when somebody cuts you in line, if you've been waiting in line for a really long
I
time.
hate that.
Arrgh, me too. It shivers me timbers worse than anything else in the entire world. And not only small things, but there are also going to be big things that are wrong as well.
Like this one time in school, there was some mean people just making fun and it was terrible.
Arrgh, I know, and the whole class probably got in trouble for that, didn't they?
Yes, oh my goodness.
I know, and that wasn't fair to you or for the class, because one kid was causing trouble, and then the whole class got in trouble. Aye, Candace, unfortunately, I used to be one of those troublemaker kids in class,
I believe you.
Right, but I've changed since then, and Jesus has helped me with that. But the main point today is that God is with us when life is not fair, and in our story, God protected Daniel even when he was in the lion's den. And so we can know, boys and girls, that God will protect you even if you're going through something that's not your fault, even when life is not fair and you're having to do something that is unpleasant or uncool and it was not your fault. Guess what? God is still with you and he'll protect you if you follow him and you're trusting in him. And so you might have to spend a little time and not do recess because of the kids in your class. Or you might have to wait a little longer in the line at school. Or in your case, Candace, you might have to lose some business for a little bit. But we can know that God will protect you if you follow him no matter what.
You're so right, Redbeard. When I have all these big problems, I just gotta trust in God. He is so big, he can handle everything of all my problems and even more. Next time, I will know exactly what to do. Thank you so much.
Arrgh, Candace, you're so welcome. And remember the story of Daniel the next time you're getting frustrated. But I've got an idea. Before we set sail, we have some sails we need to be mended. So I will have Pirate Peggy and Pirate Pete bring them by your shop, and you can mend them for us. How does that sound?
Oh, that sounds fantastic. It's what I need right now. I appreciate you guys. Thank you guys so much for teaching me these lessons and letting me know that God can handle all of my problems.
Arrgh, Candace, that's okay. Well, boys and girls, it's about time that we go, but I think we're going to sing a sea shanty before we leave, and then we will see you later, okay? So we will see you in just a bit.
Arr, mateys, how you be out there? Well, we be just fine, thanks for asking. Meet Pepper, Poppy, and Penelope. And we're here to worship with you.
and we are going to do some movements, and I hope you get up and move along. So remember their yo-hos, or some worshiping, or just get up and move, anything.
And don't forget to have fun.
Arrr!
Arrr!
I will not be afraid, though troubles out there might invade. No, I will not be filled with fear, since God is always, 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 yeah, I know He's always here. I will not be afraid, though troubles out there might invade. No, I will not be filled with fear, since God is always, 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 yeah, I know He's always here. I don't need to worry, 'cause my God takes care of me. Gives me life, He gives me breath, yeah, everything I need. He's got all the power, and His power sees me through. Always does exactly what He says He's gonna do. Yeah, He says He's gonna do. And I will not be afraid, though troubles out there might invade. No, I will not be filled with fear, since God is always, 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 yeah, I know He's always
He who be shutting off his hearing o' the beggars will also cry out and not be heard.
Well, mateys, I hope ye had a wonderful time today on our first Helping People adventure. Pirate Peggy, remind us why we can trust God.
Because God is bigger than everything, and we can trust Him when life's not fair.
Arrgh, that be correct. Well, boys and girls, I hope ye come back and hang out with us next week as we have another awesome pirate adventure.
Redbeard,
Yes, Pirates Peggy.
who's driving the ship now?
Arrgh!
Ah!